An AI doesn't think about what you give it. What you give it is its thinking. Let me tell you about Otto. In 1998, two philosophers, Andy Clark and David Chalmers, they had a simple question with radical implications. Here we have Otto, and Otto has an impairment and can form new memories. So he carries a notebook everywhere. Addresses, directions, plans, whatever he has in his mind, he writes it down. All written down. One day he wants to visit a museum. He opens the notebook, he reads the address, and there he goes. Now, Inga, she just remembers the address. She thinks about the museum, the location surfaces, and there she goes. Clark and Chalmers said both of them know where the museum is. The notebook isn't a tool Otto uses. It's part of his mind. His memory doesn't stop where his brain stops. So basically, it's outside of his skull. You may ask yourself, what does a philosopher's question about a notebook has to do with AI? Well, everything, because for an LLM, this thesis isn't a metaphor, it's literal. An LLM has no persistent memory. Between requests, it retains nothing, zero, right? So its entire mind, everything it can know, everything it can reason about, is the context window. What it has there, that's it. The weights give it capabilities, language, patterns, logic, but what it knows right now, in this very moment, what it can think about right now, it's whatever sits inside that window, that artificial brain, let's say, that space. The context window isn't input to the mind, it is the mind. But here's the part that most people miss. It's not that the notebook exists, it's how the notebook is organized. If Otto's notebook were chaos, random scribblings, no order, pages falling apart, it wouldn't work as a mind. He'd have a notebook, but he still would not know where the museum is, right? The structure of the notebook is what makes it cognitive, not the paper, the organization part. Same with a context window. You can fill it with whatever, that's easy. Anyone can dump text into a prompt, just a lot of dribble and garbage. But filling it isn't the same as building with it. A cluttered context window is a cluttered mind. A structured context window is a mind that can see, that can connect, that can reason. If you dump garbage, unstructured garbage into a context window, you didn't just give the AI a bad input, you gave it brain damage. The format you use determines what the model can hold in its head at once, right? So a verbose format takes up space, and this means that the model sees less. On the other hand, dense, clean format says the same thing with fewer tokens. This is not a saving, by the way. The model holds more relationships, connects more dots, and thinks across more of the system. You're not saving tokens, you're expanding the mind. Clark and Chalmers wrote about humans and notebooks. For AI, there is no skull. There is no brain behind the window. The window is everything, the context window. You're not writing a prompt. You're building a mind. Structure before scale.